WWE Crown Jewel 2024 from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This show was pretty crazy. Let's talk about it right now. First of all, Sheamus was on the pre-show. He was like a pre-show panelist, and I'm like, why, man? Why have Sheamus just like come all the way over there just to do that? Sheamus is one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. He deserves much more than what he's getting, and he was a good pre-show panelist. Don't get me wrong. He was side by side with Big E, and then Jackie Redmond. Of course, Big E always usually there. But like Sheamus, I enjoyed him as a pre-show panelist, but I just think he should have, like, if he was gonna be on the show, he should have had a match, and they should have brought like Peter Rosenberg or Kathy Kelly or something to take Sheamus' spot. Cause Sheamus, he doesn't need to be a pre-show panelist. Getting to the main show, surprisingly enough, we opened up with the Battle of the Bloodlines. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso versus Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu. Originally, when I first saw this match announced, I'm like, okay, this doesn't really make a lot of sense because more than likely it's just gonna be like 4-on-4 war games at like Survivor Series, right? So they're basically just giving us that in a six-person tag team match, just minus two people. But after seeing the booking that transpired afterwards and what happened at the end and all that, I definitely agree with this match being put on. And it was a fun match as well, don't get me wrong. I love seeing the Usos just teaming together, being a cohesive unit again. It's just so refreshing after all that happened between Jimmy and Jey Uso in the storyline. They're finally just back together. The Usos once again hitting double team moves, hitting double super kicks. They hit one on Jacob Fatu, I think, which is what I have set up. And Tonga Loa was on the outside for this match. He tried to insert himself a little bit, obviously a disadvantage for the OG bloodline because Tonga Loa was on the outside. Mostly the interference came when the referee was knocked down and we had some shenanigans going on, and then Solo Sikoa. It was a big like brawl between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, back and forth, big clotheslines from Roman Reigns, and Solo was actually able to hit a Samoan spike on Roman Reigns, a few Samoan spikes actually, to pick up the win. He pinned Roman Reigns. I don't think there's any disputing that Solo Sikoa could be the heir to the throne of the tribal chief. I think because he just pinned the OTC, the original tribal chief. So I don't think there's much arguing with Solo Sikoa saying that he's the tribal chief at this point because he literally just pinned the original chief, which is absolutely insane. I was not expecting that. I picked the original bloodline to win, but it does make sense. Like after Tonga Loa got involved and everything, now they're probably gonna do the War Games thing. Speaking of the War Games thing, so afterwards, they all tried to take out Roman Reigns, right? They're all trying to take out Roman Reigns, just like they did on SmackDown that one time where they were about to put him through the table. Here comes Jey Uso coming to Roman Reigns' aid, as well as Jimmy Uso. They were both trying to come to their cousin's aid, but the Bloodline fought them off, and they looked like they were about to do that running hip attack thing with the chair to Jey Uso in the corner. But then we heard Sami Zayn's music, which on Raw, of course, the last Monday Night Raw episode, we saw Sami Zayn talking with Solo Sikoa backstage, and he actually went in to hug Solo Sikoa, which was pretty insane in the moment, but he did hit him with an exploder suplex, started fighting off the bloodline a little bit. They're Tama, Tonga, the Jacob, they're all taken out of the equation by the Usos, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn. Then they all tried to gang up on Solo Sikoa, and Sami tried to hit a haluva kick on Solo, but accidentally kicked Roman Reigns directly in the face. And I actually like looked away for a split second, when they were about to kick Solo. I'm like, oh my gosh, did Sami just kick Roman? But it was inadvertent. He did not mean to do it. And of course, like Jey Uso said, Sami Zayn's not family. So Roman's probably gonna get at him about accidentally kicking him in the face. Probably think it wasn't an accident. Jimmy was all mad and everything. But like I feel like this is a really cool way to introduce Sami Zayn into the Bloodline story because more than likely he's gonna be a part of the OG Bloodline team at War Games. It just needs some time to play out because that's still like 4 weeks away. So we need some time to really like get a reason for Sami Zayn to join the Bloodline. And I'm not sure how Roman Reigns is going to forgive him, but we'll have to tune in on SmackDown, all the SmackDowns and all that, to see what transpires. We saw Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending their two women's tag team championships against the Meta Girls, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, Damage Control, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. This was, I wouldn't necessarily say like this was a match to like cool everybody down after the Bloodline match, because this was still a really good match, a really fun match. A lot of different action, a lot of different showcases for everybody in this match. I feel like everybody really got a like moment to shine in this match and made it a really fun match. And of course you have the dynamic of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill had lost their women's tag team championships in a triple threat match originally, of course, at Clash at the Castle when they lost to Unholy Union. Now they're here, they were at a disadvantage, so I feel like that was a really cool plot point to put in there, and it definitely aided this match a lot in my opinion. We saw Chelsea Green. This was a pretty funny moment. We saw Chelsea Green ascend to the second rope looking for a moonsault. She couldn't bring herself to do it. Bottom rope, she tried to do a moonsault, couldn't bring herself to do it. Jumped off the apron, got caught by Piper Niven, of course, saving Chelsea Green, of course, her tag team partner. What Piper Niven most certainly did not save Chelsea Green when she went for the big splash, and then that one person, I forgot who it was, but that one person who Piper Niven was about to do the splash on moved Chelsea Green into the way, so Chelsea Green ate the splash, and that allowed for enough of a distraction for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to pick up the victory. They are still your women's tag team champions. I don't know, like this match was basically like all the women's tag team division. Like I've said before, I don't really know who could beat Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I think the Pure Fusion Collective is a good candidate, but I was kind of hoping for Damage Control to win this. I want to see Damage Control on top again because they're like baby faces. I think that's a really cool like character. Just having them as baby faces, they're awesome in the ring. They're just awesome. So maybe they could win the women's tag team championships in the future. But in the meantime, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair did pick up the victory. The return to televised action of Seth freaking Rollins was against Bronson Reed. This feud has been heating up over the past few weeks on Monday Night Raw. Ever since Bronson Reed hit like 7 tsunamis on Seth Rollins, put him out of action. Then they've been brawling ever since, and it all culminated here at Crown Jewel. Seth tried so many things to put Bronson down. He tried the frog splash, didn't put him down. He like slapped Bronson Reed in the face, and then Bronson just like clotheslined him really hard, just knocked him down. I thought that was pretty funny. But Seth Rollins, he pulled out everything to try to beat Bronson Reed, and Bronson actually got the steel steps and was about to like hit Seth Rollins with it, which I thought was pretty interesting because that would obviously be like a disqualification, right? But Seth went to the leg of Bronson Reed and he smacked his face. He went face first onto the steel steps. Then Seth hit a stomp, smacking his face once again into the steel steps. But Bronson still got up. He beat the count, I believe, at 4, which is absolutely insane. Then got back into the ring. Seth hit yet another stomp. I keep almost saying curb stomp, but it's just stomp. They have outlawed the curb stomp term. But Seth Rollins had a stomp on Bronson Reed, followed by a stomp off of the top rope, which is obviously the move that I have set up with the like the clear like display stand thingy that goes on the ropes. I mean like the post. And then Seth Rollins was obviously able to put away Bronson Reed. But even in defeat, Bronson was still like there's no truly putting down Bronson Reed. He still got up, still looked good in defeat. I feel like this was a really good match, and definitely one that I feel like is going to be like underrated. A lot of people are going to forget about on this show, but definitely don't sleep on this match. This was a really good match. And I like I said, I like how they booked Bronson Reed, making him look strong in defeat. So, like, if they're going to build him up as a star, even if he has a loss to Seth Rollins on his charts, it's still going to, like, put him over as a monster, which I think is very cool. The inaugural Women's Crown Jewel champion was to be crowned as the Women's World Champion on Raw. Liv Morgan took on the Women's Champion on SmackDown, Nia Jax. I liked the dynamic for this match, how you had, like, Liv Morgan obviously being a smaller person, but, like, you know, she's really fast. just she was able to like escape some of Nia's offensive moves at times, run her into the post. So that was that definitely worked in Liv Morgan's advantage. And obviously it wasn't gonna be a fair fight. So like as you go on, first you had Tiffany Stratton coming out with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, and I swear they've been doing this for so long with just Tiffany Stratton coming out and then like having like she's gonna cash in on Nia Jax, or in this case there was a possibility she could have cashed in on Liv Morgan. She promised Nia Jax that that's what she was gonna do. She wasn't gonna cash in on Nia, but even then Nia didn't trust her. She seemed pretty like mad at Tiffany, of course, but because like Tiffany has like teased that she's gonna cash in on Nia several times, and even on SmackDown she said like she could cash it on Nia, which wasn't the smartest decision in my book. But we had Raquel Rodriguez, of course, who's been at the side of Liv Morgan recently. She took the briefcase from Tiffany Stratton, keeping her from cashing in. Then, of course, we had Dominic Mysterio coming out a little later. Then Liv Morgan took her eye off the ball, started like talking smack to Tiffany Stratton a little bit, along with Raquel Rodriguez. Then Nia Jax came, ran into both of them. Then looked to put Liv Morgan away with the Annihilator, but the referee was distracted as Raquel Rodriguez was on the apron. And then Dominic Mysterio like tossed the Money in the Bank briefcase into the ring, allowing a distraction for Nia Jax, which allowed Liv Morgan to hit the Oblivion to win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship, to beat Nia Jax. I think this was the right choice personally. I did predict Liv Morgan because I knew there was going to be like some outside interference, some outside stuff, some distractions for Nia Jax, as well as the referee allowing some cheating involved, and I believe Raquel Rodriguez also hit Nia Jax, which allowed for some weakening of Nia to be offered up to Liv, hit the Oblivion. But like I said, I think this was the right choice here. I think Liv Morgan deserves it. I think she's been evolving her character a lot, and she's definitely grown on me a lot as a wrestler. I feel like she's better in the ring, so definitely right choice to give it to Liv Morgan here. Dude, in the moment, I thought this was so lame, but after thinking about it more and more, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So we had Kevin Owens, who was about to face Randy Orton, and by the way, he had a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt on, no less, similar to when he like came out on SmackDown. He had a Dusty Rhodes shirt when he was like trying to pick a fight with Cody Rhodes and everything. He had a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt on, of course, with Randy Orton's legendary Hall of Fame father, and maybe like strike a nerve with Randy Orton, getting into his head a little bit. So Randy, he did his entrance and everything. The crowd sang his song, which was awesome to hear. I love when the crowd like sings Randy Orton's song word for word. It's so cool. He soaks in the admiration from the crowd. He soaks in all this babyface energy that he hasn't been able to really soak in for most of his career. The fans love him now. It's absolutely awesome to see. But here comes Kevin Owens with a steel chair, starts attacking Randy Orton, very similar to how he did on SmackDown. And they sort of like traded the steel chair around, hitting each other. A security guard actually took the chair from Kevin Owens, and then Kevin proceeded to hit him with a stunner. And that was going to be the referee for the match, so that's probably the main reason why the match got thrown out. This match was thrown out, the match didn't happen. It was just a massive brawl between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and we actually saw both general managers, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, come out. Adam Pearce got an RKO courtesy of Randy Orton, because a lot of different emotions going through his head, a lot of different feelings. Just he had to let it out. He had to hit Adam Pearce with an RKO. And Nick Aldis, he was out of there. He did not want to be RKO'd by Randy Orton again. Remember when Randy Orton RKO'd Nick Aldis? That was super funny. But after they had assaulted a few people, they started assaulting each other once again. Did Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, brawling out into the crowd a little bit. Kevin Owens hit him with a steel like a road case lid across the skull, which very similar to a chair shot to the head, very similar like metal material. So if they do that, I don't really understand why they can't do a chair shot to the head. Am I right? But Kevin Owens was able to lay Randy Orton out on the table and hit a massive elbow drop. All this just because Randy Orton got mad and punched Kevin Owens in the face. And of course, Kevin Owens saying that Randy Orton is taking sides with Cody Rhodes. So all this just because Randy Orton is quote unquote taking sides. I definitely think the character of Kevin Owens is going absolutely insane at this point. He absolutely just destroyed Randy Orton. And Triple H's concerns about Randy Orton possibly being hurt here, I'm afraid they were very correct. Is it just me, or was this absolutely awesome? You had LA Knight, yeah, versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. A match like, okay, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes are really good in the ring together. Adding LA Knight in there, I'm pretty hyped, but I didn't expect it to be like this awesome. It was so cool. You had all these different like spots where LA Knight and like Carmelo Hayes and Andrade all were like hitting different like double team moves on each other. It was just like a sense, like a real sense of urgency to win this match. Something that's not always present in title matches like this. There's like long pauses, and you're like, what? Like, shouldn't you be going for the pinfall? But no, this had none of that. This was like straight to the point, in your face action, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. It was so cool. And am I tripping? This could be my favorite match of the night. I might be tripping a little bit. I might be crazy. But dude, I love this match. You had LA Knight coming out on top after pinning I think Carmelo Hayes for the victory, and like there was like multiple instances of people going to pin like both of their opponents at the same time, which I just thought was a really cool touch. There were just so many cool touches in this match. It was just so cool. And it might be an unpopular opinion, but this was probably my favorite match of the night. It was insane. The Men's Crown Jewel Championship, champion versus champion. Our main event of the show, World Heavyweight Champion Gunther going up against undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. What a physical match this was. Of course, Gunther, he's always physical, but I feel like he really was putting some extra oomph into those chops, some extra oomph into those strikes. Just like Cody Rhodes, he was just absolutely. I'm sure he was just absolutely decimated by Gunther here, and even then, Cody he was still fighting. He was reinvigorated by those physical strikes by Gunther, and he managed to go for a crossroads. He hit the crossroads, wasn't able to put Gunther away. And one of the main focal points of this match was that Gunther choked Cody Rhodes out Friday on SmackDown amongst the brawl between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Gunther actually choked Cody Rhodes out, so that was like a main thing. Like, Cody doesn't want to get choked out again. He loses this match. His integrity as a champion is hurt. Maybe like the person who wins the Royal Rumble might not want to challenge Cody Rhodes because they know he's like a loser or something like that. But Cody still managed to get the Cody Cutter. He went for it, and then he got caught with a sleeper hold by Gunther, and then it was in for a little bit, but Cody was able to turn him over and go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is your men's Crown Jewel champion. I did predict this, and I thought it would make sense because like Cody just like beating Gunther, that would really solidify his status as just like the top champion. Not like prove right what Gunther's been saying about him, like he's a secondary champion to him and all that. I thought this was the right decision, much like Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Speaking of Liv Morgan, she actually came out, and then Triple H gave them both their belts and everything. They had the big pyro display, which I thought was really awesome. And Cody is your men's Crown Jewel champion. Liv Morgan is your women's Crown Jewel champion. That is WWE Crown Jewel 2024 in a nutshell. I really did enjoy this show. There were some points where I'm like, oh, this isn't that good. But after thinking about it a little more, I like that. Like it was good stuff. Basically, everything was good on this show. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. My favorite match probably is gonna be Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade versus LA Knight. I know I might be crazy for that, but that match was just awesome. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was just amazing. But Crown Jewel 2024 was a very, very good show. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Jed Wrestling, out.